Alright boys, I've got this Deus 2 out here. We'll try to do this video. This wind is trying to lay on me here, okay? You may learn something in this video about this machine you didn't know. Alright. Now, a piece of foil solo reached 32, 33. Got a piece of wire and a piece of wire. We're going to be sweeping fairly close to that, okay? We're going to look at... We'll look at two programs. We may look at sensitive programs just a little bit. Alright. So this is the sensitive FT program. Silencer at 3. You ever wonder why XP defaulted this to silencer 3? Well, I may show you a reason why here, okay? Now we're going to stay in speed 3 throughout this entire video. Alright? So we're in silencer 3, 6.8 DS. Now I'm coming across this fall. No detection, okay? Iron tone only. I'm going to run this DS down. That's about 3.9, okay? We'll bring it up to 4. So we're getting some detection at 4. 3.9 is better, okay? Now, some people may not have known this. Watch what happens here. I'm going to silencer 4. Okay? There's the disc in the machine. Now I'm going to try to shorten this video up. That's disc 2. We don't have anything. We don't have anything. There's disc 0.1. You hear that? And watch what happens when I go to 0. So we don't get anything in silencer 4. And believe it or not, silencer 5. Disc 0. And the same goes for 6 and the same goes for 7, okay? Just take my word for it. You can do your own test. But now, I can't say this will apply to every detecting scenario, okay? Just this scenario. Okay, now let's get out of here and go to the fast program. Silencer 2. Speed 3, okay, 6.8 disc. No detection, okay? Iron tone only. Disc 6. Okay, so we've got detection at disc 6, 6.1. We've got detection 6.2. So 6.1. It's a little shaky. 6 is probably a little better. Okay. Now that's silencer 2. Now I'm going to silencer 3. Now you remember what the sensitive FT program did. I could hear that target lowering the disc, right? So now I'm in the fast program. And I'll make this short, okay? There's disc 4. Nothing. Disc 2. You see it in the camera there? Nothing. Disc 0.9, all iron tone. 0.1 discrimination, all iron tone. When I get to 0, we hear everything, okay? Now what I showed there with the silencer 3 applies to, on this particular test, 4, 5, 6, and 7. 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. But notice over here, silencer 3 over here, in the sensitive FT, we get to lower the disc, we start hearing this. See, there's about 4. Let's listen. 3.9. 3.8. Hear that? So it's hitting that foil. So we can lower the disc in sensitive FT at silencer 3, but we can't do that in fast. Okay? Now, so what happens if we go back over here to the fast program? We're going to put the disc back. There's 6.8. We're going to leave the silencer at 3. And we're going to change to full tones. All right? So what happens here? We've got all iron tone. Now I'm going to come down with this pretty quick here. 3.6, all iron tone. You may not can hear it in this camera, but you take my word for it. Disc 0.5. Can you hear that machine? It's all iron tone. 0.1 disc. And when we get to 0, hear what happens to the audio? Hear how quiet it is, and when I go to 0, she gets loud. Okay? So silencer 3 through 7, using the disc function, depending on what this call comes over, could come up short, huh? Something like that. Now remember, we've got this HF2 call coming. Some of what I'm showing here may apply to it too. Alright? Now if we go over here to the sensitive program, silencer 3. Alright, now we're in speed 3. I changed it. Okay, so now we're in silencer 3 with it. I'm just going to run this disc down pretty quick. Alright, there's a 1.1. All iron tone. You hear that? 0.1. Disc, all iron tone. And again, when we get to 0, you hear it all. Okay? Okay, so now we're going to go back to sensitive FT. We're going to dial this disc back to 6.8. Silencer at 2. Alright? So we don't hear that foil down there. When we let the disc down to roughly it's probably a little much. Here's 5. .5, 4.0. That don't sound very good, does it? Okay, so let's let the silencer down to 1. Let's raise this disc back up. 6.8. So we hear it there, don't we? So silencer 1 there's doing a good job. Now, how high can we go with this silencer and hear that? That's 7.1. 7.3 is sort of shaky. There's 7.4. 7.5. Back to 7. So we can hear that, okay? Now iron tin is off, so we've got a 7. There's a 76 comes in there occasionally. Most of the time it's a 7. Alright? So now we're going to go down here to silencer 0. The disc is still at 7. So we can hear it good, okay? What a 7 in the meter. 7.5 disc. We can still hear it. 7.9. We can still hear it. 8.5. It's gold, okay? 8.2. 8. 7.8. So we can hear it at 7.8 at silencer 0. Okay, now we're going to -1. Silencer, okay? So 7.8, we would expect we would hear it. And we do. Alright. 8.2. That's shaky. 8.1. 8.0. 7.9. So we weren't allowed a whole lot of leeway there, even though we dropped that silencer, right? Silencer -2. Disc is 7.9. We can hear it. Disc 8. I can't hear it. Iron tone. Silencer -3. Disc is 8. You see what happened there? Now remember, this call height is fixed on this test here, more or less. So that's silencer -3 at disc 8. Now I'm going to lower it to -2. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in here. Disc. We'll put the disc at 7.7. Here's -1 silencer at 7.7. You can hear that. -2 at 7.7. That doesn't sound as good to me. -3 at 7.7. Back to -1. So -1 sounds better on that target at 7.7 disc than -2 or -3. Now I'm not changing the frequency out here, okay? Again, here's -1 at 7.7. -2. You hear that? -3. But is it because I'm close to that with this coil? Is that the reason why this is happening? Okay. So some people may not have realized, you know, that silencer 3 and the sensitive FT, you can do something with it that you can't do with silencer 3 and some of these other programs. I've not looked at all of them, okay? All right, we're gonna look at this right here, okay? We've got a nail, part of a nail there, part of a nail there. They are ferrous, and the old nickel down there. Now this is basically factory fast program, but I may turn the audio to PWM. Okay, so 6.8 DS silencer 2. This is a pretty good little test right here, okay? So we don't get any detection really, okay? You hear that? Alright, 6.4 disc. Okay, so we've got detection. Alright, so that's sort of what that is there. Okay? In the wild, you might have to be at a 6.4 disc. So we're going to let the silencer down to 1. So the question is, how high of a disc can I run and hit this? That's 6.4, 6.8. All right, 7. 7.2. 7.2 is probably a no-go. 7. 6.9. 6.8. So 6.8 works good there, but that's silencer 1, okay? So now we're going to silencer 0. Okay, so here's 7 at silencer 0. 7.2. 7.4. 7.4 shaky. 7.3. 7.2. So 7.2 is as high as we can go. Silencer 0. Silencer -1. Okay, so how much higher can we go at silencer -1? Here's 7.2. 7.4. 7.6. 7.5. 7.5. Here's 7.6 again. 7.7. Hear how it's changing sound? 7.8. So 7.8 is a no-go. Silencer -1. Silencer -2. Okay, we're at 7.8 disc. Disc 8. 7.9. 7.8. 7.9. 8. 8.1. 8.2. 8.3. 8.4. I believe that's a no-go. Back to 8.3. 8.2. 8.2 and silencer -2, -3 silencer. We're at 8.2, -3 silencer. Okay, 8.5. 8.7. 8.7 is a no-go. 8.6. 8.6 looks all right. 8.7. 8.7 is dodgy. All right. So this just goes to show you, you want to see maybe what you would get, or maybe an equivalent signal, we'll just call it. Silencer 1 fast program. Now I was seeing those 70s and stuff in the meter of this thing, although it didn't show. Now this is 6.8 silencer 1. But I got that 7 in the window. Okay. Now this video here is not to tell you the dis levels you can run necessarily in iron, okay? Especially with that negative silencer. That's not the purpose of this video. There may be some people out there wondering